What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Brandon Meriweather Show. Of course, I'm here with the main man, the legend, the great Miami Hurricane himself, Brandon Meriweather. Brandon, how's your week been so far, man?
Long as hell. What's up, guys? What's up, people? What's good, man? You all right, Paul?
Hey, you know what's funny? So I'm in sales, right? I work in sales. So someone actually scheduled a call today at 5:45. Quick one, 15 minutes in and out. So I'm like, I'm in sales, of course. Like I'm here to make money. That's the point of sales. That's why you're in sales is to make money, not for pro bono, for the environment. I'm here to make money. He doesn't show up for the call at 5:45. Doesn't even give me an email, doesn't send me anything, a notice. I don't know. I think that's a little bit disrespectful. Just my
Well,
opinion.
see, and that's so sales has a good and bad part, and that's the bad part. Like honestly, I do that a lot. I do that a lot. I be like, all right, look, I'm gonna call you at this time, set it up, have it ready. But then come that time, I've been and forgot because I done did 100 other things, and I've been and forgot about the call until like later on that day. I'm like, oh man, I'm supposed to call him. And I mean, he'll call tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow's Saturday, so
Oh,
I mean, it
well,
better be important.
well, he might call Monday then. Depends on what it is.
So, Brandon, let me ask you a question. Now we're talking about sales. How did you always have one agent during your time in the NFL?
Yes,
How
yes.
was that dealing with
And
agents?
honestly, I wouldn't even had an agent if I didn't feel like I necessarily had to.
Right, right.
Like I did everything on my own until a week before draft, and I was getting all these phone calls from people, and they was asking me about stuff, and I was like, man, I have no idea what you're talking about, and I didn't trust a lawyer that didn't deal with these same things to actually know what they was talking about. So I hired a lawyer. I hired an agent.
Gotcha. And you always stuck with one.
Yes, yes,
There
I'm
you
still
go.
with the same one today.
There you go.
Yeah,
You got to surround yourself with the right people, man. That's the
absolutely.
bottom
You
line.
have to. Absolutely.
So Brandon, let's get into it, man. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, that was a good win against NC State at home. They were a ranked team. You won the football game. Past couple weeks, we were dealing with a lot of close games, a lot of matchups, going down to the last drive. In my opinion, I thought that was a good win for the program, and I got to give credit to Manny Diaz. I was at the game. It still was a little bit the kind of the environment. Everybody was kind of I don't know. I just feel like we don't have a pulse as a program. What did you think about the game?
I, I I think that shows how much talent we have. You know, the fact that the kids overcame some bad coaching to win a game against a decent team. Like, let's not make it seem like NC State was this, you know, top notch program. NC State is the same level program as us.
Yeah.
So let's not make it seem like it's more than what it is.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, it's NC State. I think there was a video shown by Ed Reed. I don't know if you saw it. He was interviewed, and his the person interviewing him said, "Oh, wow, congrats on the big win against NC State." And he kind of looked at the guy like a little shocked, like, "You call that a big win?" I'm sure when you were playing at Miami, you wouldn't consider being an 18th ranked team a big win.
No, that was an everyday thing.
Right.
Like you expect to beat teams like that by 30 points. Like I like granted, I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. And I understand why people saying it's a big win. You know what I mean? Because that team beat beat Clemson, and you beat that team, so that means you got to be growing in some ways. No, no, no. It was an average team, just like North Carolina is an average team. Like we trying to find praise to give the program any kind of uplifting.
I agree. I agree because against the good teams, in my opinion, Michigan State, Alabama, we get blown out. I think NC State's a decent team in ACC play.
And I don't even think NC State. I don't even think Michigan State was a good team.
Really? I
I
like
think they was an average team. Like if you honestly watch that game through a scouter's eyes or a player's eyes, you'll see that that game was a lot closer
agreed.
than what it should have been.
I
Like
agree.
Miami actually should have been up 20 points before halftime. Like it was the mistakes that killed us in the Michigan State game. It was the bad coaching that killed us. Like for them players, like I'm serious, man. For them players, the overcome the situations they've been put in, like I give them nothing but credit. Like nothing but credit. If Nick Saban had the same exact team, we'll be, we might have one loss to Alabama right now. That's it. But I'm telling you, we'll be undefeated right now. If we had the same coaches Alabama got, we'll be undefeated.
I think the talent's there.
Oh, absolutely.
There was a photo of all the teams ranked in the ACC. Number one, recruiting wise, with your recruiting rankings, blue chip players.
Mhm.
Number one was Clemson. Number two was Miami.
Understandable.
You have all the talent. You're recruiting good with every coaching staff. Everyone has a top 10 class besides Manny Diaz. How come we have never won the ACC or won the ACC Coastal consecutively as a team? Comes down to coaching.
The reason we have never won the ACC, in my opinion, is for one, we never had a consistent quarterback. For one, and for two, we never had a coach that stood there that was there long enough to actually put his system into play and us to be able to build around that system. Like every coach from Larry Coker on back been there less than 4 years.
Yep.
So, like, how can you build a program? Like when Nick got to Alabama, when Nick got to Nick's LSU, it took him 4 years to get to the Natty.
Right.
When he got to Alabama, it took him 4 years to get to the Natty. So, like, coaches come to us and we have them for 2 years and they start stinking up the ball game, and then we got to get rid of them because we see no growth.
Was there one coach you think in the past, and I'm trying to think this right now between Golden, Shannon, Mark Richt, well, he retired, Manny Diaz. Do you think there's anyone that we've seen, because I can't think of anyone, that's deserved of a 4th or 5th year at Miami?
I'm biased.
Oh, you're going to say Shannon.
Absolutely. I'm biased.
Because you played for Shannon.
Correct. Now, this is what I will say. I don't think Shannon was a great head coach. I think he's a very, 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 I think he's a great D coordinator, not a head coach.
There was a year under Shannon. This was, I think, Ja'Cory Harris's 3rd year where they went 7-5.
Mm-hmm.
You look at those 5 losses, they were all less than a touchdown or less than 10 points.
Absolutely. But we wanted them out of there. Right. We wanted them out of there.
Losing to USF was the icing on the cake.
No, losing 4 games in 1 year was the icing on the cake. Wow. Even if USF won there, we still would have did the same thing.
So do you think, I mean, honestly,
like Manny Diaz lost to FIU and we didn't kick him out?
I wanted him fired. I was like, you can have him. He lost to Louisiana Tech FIU. I wanted Manny Diaz fired. It's the board of trustees that won't even make the decision, which is why I'm so negative towards Manny Diaz in this program. We have no pulse.
So do we still understand that Manny Diaz will be there to the end of the year? We still you disagree with that now?
If Manny Diaz beats Pittsburgh tomorrow, Watch out, man. I
He
don't
might be
want
there
him to be
next
a head
year.
coach. He's going to be there next year. If he finishes 7-5, I think he's going to be here next year.
I don't know.
That's my opinion.
I don't know. That's a hard pill to swallow. I don't know. I don't
He's
know.
going to use the excuse. This is what Al Golden did with Brad Kaya. He utilized Brad Kaya as a freshman. They could have gone with Ryan Williams, local kid from Miramar High School. He's going to say, look, I got a young freshman. I got a bunch of young players coming in. We got our entire safeties unit. James Williams, Cam Kitchens, they're all freshmen. Tyler Van Dyke, he's improving every week, which he is, in my opinion.
Yes.
I got a young quarterback. Let me develop him with my OC and watch me grow. That's going to be his excuse if he finishes 7-5.
Listen, you know my, I agree with you. I agree with you, but it's something about Miami that we don't do well with people in excuses. We don't do well, but we do love the comeback story. Like that's the truth. We love the comeback story. Like we absolutely love the guy who, like, all these Rudy stories. We love them.
I don't like Rudy. I hate Rudy.
I'm just telling you. For every 10 fans, it'll be one that hate him. Every
of
10.
course. Of course, everyone loves an underdog story, Brandon.
That's my point. And that's exactly what Manny Diaz is now.
He's an underdog. I don't like underdogs.
So
how do you underdogs?
So I'm gonna tell you. So I've been thinking about this a lot. Okay. I've been thinking about this a lot. Ever since the conversation, I've been thinking about this. You know, the reason our program is not an elite program anymore?
Hit me.
The people in charge just don't care. Like they don't care enough to say, you know what, I'm gonna do what I have to do to get this program to where it need to be. Like Florida would go bankrupt to get Nick Saban. They would literally sell every player. They would give away every player, every coach, every teacher, every staff member to get Nick Saban. Miami won't do that. They would get rid of like every team that I know that's good would do that. Like they gonna get whoever. They gonna do exactly. They gonna do whatever they have to get somebody out in there to help develop these kids to win.
It's, you know what? It's interesting you mentioned that, Brandon. Did you play with Eric Winston?
Yes. Yeah, I played with Biggie.
I had Eric Winston on my show, and he told me something that kind of made sense. He said when Miami was winning football games, college football was modernizing. They were getting nicer locker rooms. Their practice facilities were getting nicer. People were investing more time into their football program, where Miami was just staying the same. They weren't modernizing as a football program. They were putting money into other things.
Correct.
And that's what shot us in the foot.
No, I disagree.
So who do you think started this all? Because it has to be a domino effect. It had to start with one person.
What shot us in the foot was President Shalala trying to change the image of the program.
I agree with that. I agree.
So when Sean Tatum came in, they had a top 5 class. Right? When we came in, we had a top 5 class. When the players behind us came in, we had a top 5 class. Then President Shalala, that's when all this, we thugs and all this come back and all this. That's when all that started coming back up. President Shalala came to Larry Coker and said, hey, listen, from now on, we only players we recruit is players that got a 3.2 GPA or higher. You can no longer come to this school unless your GPA is above a 3.2. And you score such and such on the SAT. So now you delete all the players that's like extremely gifted, but just ain't got it book wise. You take away from all the players that's extremely gifted, but just don't go to class. Like so now you getting rid of all the people that actually make a program what it is. Like you getting rid of all the people who when they go against Alabama who gonna be like, man, fuck you. Like you getting rid of them. It ain't no more of them. Where we at? You see what I'm saying? So from 05 to when Shannon got in, name one player that didn't have a 3-point GPA higher.
I don't know.
Exactly. All of them. All of them. All of them.
I don't know. I don't know their
the reason Larry even got fired is because Larry told Shalala, fuck you. He was like, fuck you, no. Like if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna get the players I want. And then that's Shalala stopped letting Larry go recruit, and she started doing it with the recruiting people herself. And that's when the program went down here. People like you got to understand, kids don't give a damn about the facility too much. You know what I mean? Yes, you want the money and you want all that, but you don't give a damn about all that. Like, granted, when I went to Miami, they ain't have nice facilities.
Right.
Like, they ain't have no nice nothing. Florida had nicer shit. LSU had nicer. South Carolina had nicer. Florida had nicer. Florida State had nice. Everywhere I went had nicer. But
you guys were winning.
But Miami had a brotherhood. Miami had players and coaches on the same page. They had people that actually wanted to be there. Now I bet you them players when they be taking the kids out, they be like, man, don't come here, man. Man, they gonna play with your career, man. Don't come here, man. You want to go to the league? Go somewhere else, bro. How much you want to bet you got that?
I agree 100%. I 110% agree. Well, before we get into our next topic, we're going to go to a commercial break. Manny Diaz had some interesting comments towards the fan base. Quite negative, in my opinion. I think he threw him under the bus.
That sucker.
Right back.
Yeah, sucker.
We'll be right back. Wings, wings, wings. The best chicken wings outside of the Orlando area off of 452 North Park Avenue, owned by Miami Hurricanes football legend himself, Brandon Meriweather. If you love chicken wings, you're going to love Wings, 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 owned by the man himself, NFL veteran, Brandon Meriweather. Got to check it out. Once again, Wings, Wings, Wings off of 452 North Park Avenue in Apopka, Florida.
To compete also in matters of life.
How you doing, buddy? You don't tell my word.
Well, you might be in trouble today. Tom today is the best quarterback ever. But the Tom, his rookie year, wouldn't be the Tom today without Bill. So I would say you can't have fun without him. It killed my career. Like I hate to say it like that, but that is actually what killed my career. It changed everything for me. Like I couldn't, like the way I was taught was if the head died, the body died with it.
All right, we are back. So, Manny Diaz said he was interviewed by Tom D'Angelo of the Palm Beach Post. He said, "Hey, wins and losses do matter when it comes to recruiting, but negativity of the fan base turning on the program." Now, that wasn't his exact quote, but he said, when fans are negative towards the program, recruits don't want to come here. Now, the backstory is we're 59th in the nation in recruiting. We only have 9 commits, Brandon. This is the worst I've seen in Miami Hurricanes football recruiting. I've interviewed a lot of recruits. I've never heard any recruits mention the fan base's opinion and input about the head coach is a deciding factor in where I want to play football. I don't agree with it. I think he threw the fan base under the bus, and I don't appreciate it as a season ticket holder at the University of Miami.
I think Manny Diaz is a sucker for that.
100%.
He's trying to find a way to make it where it's not him. So he's making it so that people are looking at other people instead of actually looking at the result in whole. Like, that's exactly what he's doing. He's just throwing out a different propaganda so people could actually, think about something else. But I've been misquoted a lot in my life.
Right.
And I believe Manny said that, but I don't think he said it the way that it was written.
Okay.
So that's where we have to understand too, because a lot of people do that. A lot of people write things that people say, but they put it in their own words, and it was not said that way.
That's fair.
But I do, for Manny to even come out and say anything about the fans when it comes to recruiting, he's a sucker for that.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. I attend every single home game. I'm negative about Manny Diaz because I don't like him. If I had a daughter,
that's why he said that.
Yeah, I mean, if
the
I had
fans
a
are
daughter,
negative
Brandon,
towards him.
he's not an alpha. I would never want, if I had a daughter, I would never want her to date a guy like Manny Diaz.
And I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I 100% agree on that. Like, I wouldn't either. Like, at all. I wouldn't either.
Here's the thing, too. I've never, I just want Manny Diaz to be like, hey, we got to be better as a program. We got to start being accountable for our own actions. If you play bad, if you suck against your opponent, say, hey, man, that's on us. That's on the coaching staff. I guarantee you next week, we're going to put up 50 points and we're going to win. Inspire this fan base, not during the offseason, during the regular season. I want a coach that has the players back, is going to fire up this fan base, fire up this team when they're facing Pittsburgh. I don't see it.
Then we don't need this Manny Diaz. Manny Diaz is a position coach. That's what he is. He's a position coach.
Oh, 100%.
Like, he's not a D coordinator because he don't know how to make adjustments. He's a great position coach and an assistant head coach. That's what he is. Like, that's exactly what he is.
It mind boggles me that he's still our head coach. It is what it is.
I'm confused about what don't you understand about Miami? I done told you this 1,000 times.
But the thing is this. It starts with your athletic director. He basically went rogue and hired Manny Diaz. Mario Cristobal was interested in this job.
I agree.
He's always been interested in this job. This is his alma mater.
I agree.
His home. He's from Westchester in Miami. He went to Columbus.
And he coached.
This is his dream job.
As one of my coaches. He's a gangster.
What's your favorite Mario Cristobal story? I want to hear.
I won't get it to you because me and Mario Cristobal had a relationship that not a lot of people had. That's my guy, and I would not listen. He's a firecracker, just like me. He's a firecracker, just like me. Like he's just like Sap. He's just like Ray. He's just like Ed. He's just like me. Like it's all of us. Like it's a line. Like it's a firecracker. Listen, he's a firecracker, and I love everything about it.
So hear me out, Brandon. Hear me out. I'm big into like psychology. Like I studied criminology. I like human behavior. Right. I can tell when someone's being fake and when it comes from the heart. I remember when Mario Cristobal won the Rose Bowl. I think it was 2019. He won the Rose Bowl. He was saying, "Oh, go Ducks, Ducks Nation," all happy. He just won the Rose Bowl. It didn't seem like it came from the heart. It didn't seem real. Do you ever see like Mario Cristobal talk and you just kind of shake your head like, man, I know deep down inside he wants to be at Miami. This is his job.
Yes. But the thing is, and this is why Mario can't come here. It's because we wouldn't give Mario the time to change the mentality of the team. Like that don't happen overnight. Like you don't turn puppies into full-grown dogs overnight. Like this is what the fan base is. Miami fan base is a show me now or get the hell out of here type of fan base. Like no. You can't name one coach we actually gave time to build besides what's his name who actually won the first when we was actually trash and he came in and it took him like 5-6 years before he got the you know what I mean? That's the only time Miami fan base have been like, you know what? I'm gonna let you show me you right. Show me you could build this program back.
Well, Butch Davis, like I was a little kid. I was like 4 or 5 when he was
Butch Davis was 3 years.
No, he had more than 3 years. Look it up. He had more than 3 years.
Butch was 3 years. He was at 98 to 4 years. 96 to 2000.
But let's say it was 4 years. I don't know off the top of my head. I was like a little kid. But he actually, he was playing nothing crazy. He was 8-4, 9-3, around that margin. And then he went 11-1 his final year, I believe.
Right, 2000.
But we gave him time. We gave him 4 years.
4 years. But that's because he was growing. Like he also came into something that was already established. He had Ed. He had EJ. He had what's the quarterback name for Ken Dorsey?
Kenny Kelly.
Yeah, he had Kenny. He had a bunch of gangster receivers. Like he came into something that actually, and we was on probation, and he had all that
to handle that.
Now, what Butch Davis do good, and I would never take this from Butch. He find the diamond in the rough. Like Santana Moss, who he got to come in as he gave him a scholarship as a track runner, which he was a track guy. He got a track scholarship and walked on as a football player. Like that, like you don't find that.
I agree.
Like he went to New Orleans and got Ed and Reggie. Like you don't do that. You see what I'm saying? Like
those are the good coaches.
Right.
Honestly, like Al Golden, he found some diamonds in the roughs. I think if he fired D'Onofrio, he could have had something going a little bit.
The Al Golden problem was he didn't want to give anybody else any leeway. Like it was either his way or the highway. And I think Manny Diaz is a lot like that too. Like if Manny Diaz fired himself as the D coordinator and actually brought a D coordinator in, I think his career would have been better.
Yeah, I agree. I think last season, if he said, "Hey, I'm going to hire a defensive coordinator and he's just going to oversee the program," I agree. I 100% agree.
Right, and Nick Saban said that. Nick Saban said The one thing I learned is that you can't do everything, and you have to allow your coaches to actually coach. Nick Saban said that. Bobby Bowden was the best at that. You know what I mean? Like even now, Mac at North Carolina,
He's good.
he said, man, I don't really do anything anymore except hire good coaches to be in good coaching, and I make sure that them good coaches is alphas.
Right.
So like if you doing that, if every great coach doing that, then why is we not doing that? What is the and this is what I don't understand about coaching. Like what's the when you start following the people that's actually good?
Right.
Like if Nick Saban told me that and I was a coach, I'll follow it teeth and toes. Like I don't understand that.
I feel like with coaching staffs, if you invest more money in your coaching staff, you're going to invest the best of the best. Where like back then when Butch Davis was coaching, like just during that time, before even Butch Davis, like you can just get random coaches like, hey, come coach at Miami for a normal salary, the average median salary. And they just took jobs because of the status and where the program was heading. Now it's like, oh, you got to pay me this amount. You got to pay me that amount. That's the way I see it now. You got to outbid me. This program is paying me $600K. You got to pay me this amount. The more money you put in, the more you're going to get out of it.
Well, I agree with that. I agree with that. Or you go find the young hot guy who trying to make a name for himself, and he's out here gonna do whatever it takes and take whatever you want to get him.
Right. I think that's what Blake James thought Manny Diaz was, but he wasn't whatsoever at all.
No. If you're gonna do that, you gotta go get an offensive minded coach. You can't get a young hot defensive minded coach.
Do you know, like, I can't think of really one offensive minded coach that I can get really excited about right now. Maybe the chat can chime in of someone, an OC out there, because people think of Cliff Kingsbury, Mike Leach off the bat. But I don't know one offensive coach right now I can see that taking the Miami job, because I don't think Manny's going to make it after this season. So if someone in the chat can chime in, maybe Brandon knows.
I have no idea.
You want Dorsey to come here.
I do.
You want Ken Dorsey.
I love Ken.
I'm not big on.
I love Ken Dorsey. I'm telling you, I love Ken Dorsey. I do. I love Ken Dorsey. Let me ask you a question, because everybody keep tweeting me this and keep asking me about this. What do you think about TVD?
Tyler Van Dyke.
Yes.
Okay. This is what I think about Tyler Van Dyke. I think he needs a good offensive line to be successful. He has proven that he has mobile ability to get a first down. I thought he was a sitting duck in the pocket. I thought he wasn't mobile, kind of like Kirk Cousins. He's mobile. He's got a good arm. He's developed a great relationship with Charleston Rambo. His issue is he doesn't have a quick release. He's got a long windup, and he doesn't acknowledge his reads. I think he sticks with his first read, and by the time he wants to turn away, you got a receiver that's been open for a while, and he's too late to give up the football. That happened with Restrepo multiple times. That happened with Keyshawn Smith as well. He's identifying receivers that are open way too late, and that's his issue. And I'm on the east end zone. I'm on the opposite side of the student section, so I have a good angle. There's a lot of receivers that are open. I'm seeing Restrepo. There was a pass to him, middle of the field. Restrepo had to make a diving catch. He dropped it, tip of his fingers, because Tyler Van Dyke got rid of the football way too late. And we're seeing a lot of success with Tyler Van Dyke because his offensive line is playing good. They have gotten better. That's why we're seeing success with Tyler Van Dyke. This is a long development with Tyler Van Dyke. 1 week at a time. I'm worried that we change offenses, different OCs, it could get ugly. That's my opinion on him.
All right. I like, it's crazy. You said a lot of things I would say.
Okay.
As a DB, I would 100% love to play against TVD.
All right, hit me. Why?
I
This
would
is great.
love it. For one, he stare down everywhere he throwing. That's for one. For two, he don't read defenses. They don't teach him to read defenses at Miami, and that's not on him. That is not on him. This is not a Tyler Van Dyke kill you session. This
Right.
is me watching the games and understanding what I'm seeing. He's not taught to read defenses. For one, if he was taught to read defense, he'll understand that you read the safeties, not the linebackers. Linebackers sit still and buzz to a spot or run to a position. Safeties determine whether it's cover 2, cover 3, cover 1, cover 4. They determine that. You don't read you don't read them by linebackers. That's for one. For two, after he stare it down, he locks on to a person. So, like, even if I was covering somebody on the left side of the field and he was locked on the right, I would basically leave the person I'm with, basically, just because I know he gonna end up throwing it to him. Now, this is what I will say. Tyler Van Dyke have an NFL arm.
Yeah.
He has a great arm. And he is actually a lot better than I thought. Now, I don't think he's better than Jake at all. I think Jake is kind of I think Jake is kind of like that Brett Favre type of guy. Like, he could throw 4 interceptions and still get up and be like, you know what? Come next play, guys. And me personally, I love, like Baker Mayfield. I love Baker Mayfield. A lot of people hate him, but I absolutely love Baker Mayfield. You see what I'm saying? And I like quarterbacks like that. But TVD have the more of the, like, if you give him time, I could see him being a really, really good draft pick. I could see him being a really, really high draft pick if you give him time. The problem is, like, he needs a stable OC. He needs and a stable O-line.
Yeah, 100%. So I want to pick your brain on this because there's one thing people have been noticing. I saw this as well. I think I kind of saw it with Knighton's TD. I think this is when it hit me. He kind of has a sidearm motion at times, which is kind of what you see on like 7-on-7 flag football. Just get rid of the football. Do you like that? It's kind of modern, throwing sidearm.
I think you have to have a bunch of different releases.
Ooh, okay.
Like, and that's what people not understand. Like, you can't always overhand throw everything. Like, it's some passes just easier if you sidearm it. That's just, it is what it is. Just like it's some passes easier if you underthrow it. Right. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just is what it is. Like, I have no problem with him sidearming over, under. I don't give a fuck what he do, as long as he get it there.
Okay. That's a good point. You need different points of release. No, I agree with that. I just think we haven't seen that in the past, and we're seeing it more with quarterbacks. The one thing I'm happy with Jake is that he's got some mobility. I'm fine with that because Brad Kaya, that was his flaw. I was fine with Brad Kaya, but he had no mobility, and that's when you need a really good offensive line if you don't have mobility, because then you're a sitting duck, Brandon.
I agree. But Brad Kaya's problem when that he wasn't mobile. His problem was he ain't had the heart that he had. He ain't had the heart that came with the athletic ability and the toughness that came with it. Like, he had all the tools, he had the athletic ability, but he didn't have the heart to go with it.
Okay, interesting. So we're talking about quarterbacks now. I don't know if you know this, but tomorrow, Kenny Pickett, some say he's a long shot for the Heisman. He might be the first quarterback off the board for the NFL draft. I don't think so. I think he'll be in the top 3. Have you seen Kenny Pickett at all? I mean, he's been there for 5 years, but
I watched it.
What do you think about him so far?
I think he's a lot like Sam Howell.
Okay.
He's a lot like I'm gonna give you the comparison. Sam Howell, Pickett, and the quarterback for North Carolina State. All of them have similar game. Honestly, the best quarterback we gonna play, we already played them. The best two quarterbacks we're gonna play, we already played them.
Bryce Young, Sam Howell.
No, Bryce Young and the quarterback from Virginia. Them the
Oh
best two
yeah, he was
quarterbacks
good.
we're gonna play. Them the best two quarterbacks we're gonna play this year.
I liked him a lot. Yeah, you're right.
Like
I liked him a lot.
Pickett is good
Yeah,
because he his coach putting him in positions to be good.
Mark Whipple.
Absolutely. And you gotta understand the running game they got, like you have no choice but to be good with that. So that's what it is. Like, and that's where we going wrong at. Like everybody making it about saying like Pickett, but honestly, all Pickett doing is doing exactly what he's supposed to, not turn the ball over.
He's a game manager.
Right. And he getting the ball to his playmakers.
He's not trying to do too much, is what you're saying.
Correct. Like the game against Clemson last week. Like he didn't win that game. He didn't win that game. He just didn't mess up. He let his defense go out there and play and make plays, and he got the ball to his receivers. Like the little receiver who caught the ball behind the line and he hit like 5 people with the same move and he got like 7 yards. Like you can't coach that.
Right. I agree.
And that's what he do.
I agree. So I honestly think this game is going to go, it's going to be shootout, first to 40. If Miami gives up 40, we lose. If Pitt gives up 40, they lose. That's the way I see this game. First to 40 points. You see it differently.
I told you last week we got a better chance of beating them than we did, and you told me no too.
It was a 1-point game. It was a 1-point game.
And I'm gonna tell you this: it's the same this week. Like people putting them on too high of a scale. Like you're putting them on too high of a scale. They're not that team. They're not.
90% rain chance we got with wind. Watch out. Pittsburgh weather.
Absolutely. If it rains, we in trouble. We in trouble. Hold on. What time the game is?
It's at 12.
Oh, so we got a chance. Because it only gonna rain for a little bit, then it's gonna get scalding hot, and that's when they're gonna have.
Remember, we're playing at Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah. Oh, I would keep thinking we're in Miami. Yeah, you're right. And it's gonna be a little chilly. Woo! Woo! Boy, we might get beat by 40.
So you just changed your prediction now.
Woo! No. I'm not changing. I'm changing. This is what I'm saying. I think the score be a lot closer than people think. I think if it rains and it get cold, then I think we find out who Miami really is, because we ain't never, like the kids we got playing ain't never really played in the cold. No. Like my first game in the cold, I was shitting bricks. Like I couldn't tackle a soul.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like I was a lot tougher than these kids coming out. So listen, you never know. You gotta see. But I also know somebody who never played in cold, who actually had the best game of his career because he loved playing in cold.
That's interesting. I feel like, so here's my thing. I think if it's in the 50s and you're just running, you're jogging, you don't feel it. Your heart rate goes up. It starts getting warmer.
Oh no, you feel 50.
You still feel?
Yeah, you feel 50. Yeah. Especially when you've been in Miami all this time and you go up there and you feel 50, you feel 50. But what's the temperature? Is the temperature gonna be 50 or is it gonna be like 57?
I think it's gonna be 50.
Because if it's like 49, if it's like 50 and under with the wind chill and rain, oh, they feeling that every bit. Absolutely.
That's why I think we lost to them in 2017, because it was so cold.
Oh, absolutely.
That's why.
Absolutely. And that's why Boston College always gives us a problem up there.
Oh, that's
because
right.
Every year we play Boston College, we play them at the end of the year when it's freaking cold.
That's a good point. That's a
And they
great.
always give us a problem.
So Brandon, what's we're wrapping up the show. We're at the 45th minute mark before we get into some questions. What's your score prediction right here? Miami versus Pitt. We're in week 8, I think. Week 8,
Yeah.
week 9.
I think it's 37, 31 us.
Okay. Damn, people are going to hate me on this. I think 40-30 Pitt. I'm standing by it. 40-30 Pitt. I think we first half it's a close game. Second half, fourth quarter, Pitt gets away from Miami. And here's my thing. I know. Look, I'm a man of my word. What I'm doing with the push-ups, I'm stacking it together.
Oh no, I'm not. Listen, I ain't worried about it.
Stacking it. So I got to do 30 right now.
Yeah, I ain't worried about it.
So this week it's 30 for because first week was 10, 20. Now we're at 30.
Yeah.
All right.
So listen, right before we get into questions.
Yeah.
You notice that Bolden is not playing, right?
Absolutely. We got 2 true freshmen playing.
And you do understand them 2 freshmen might be the best players on the team right now, right?
At the safety position unit?
No, overall.
Overall, best 2 players on this team. I think Charleston Rambo's our best player offensively. I think Jalen Knighton's moving the offense. I would have to say Charleston Rambo's our best player.
If you had to draft one player off this team right now with your first pick, you can't tell me you're not taking one of the young safeties.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think productivity, though, Charleston Rambo's been the best.
Right. I agree with you. But I'm just telling you, our tackling been better because we had these young boys who don't know, who haven't been coached yet by the Miami coaching staff. So they out there just raw. And we got the little 15 from D-Land coming too, right?
Avante Williams.
Yeah. Yep. We got another little young gangster out there, man. And he from the crib, so I know he ready.
How far are you from D-Land, Florida?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. That's the Orlando area.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into questions. Matt Murphy asked, what is the coldest game you've ever played in, either college, NFL, or both?
The coldest game I ever played in was in Minnesota when they had to play at the college stadium. It was a -19 with 42 mile per hour wind chill, and no heated ground. So that was the coldest game I ever played in. That it was amazing. And I had to tackle AP. Oh my God, boy. You talking about boy, I wanted to quit.
So question, what's it like tackling a running back like Adrian Peterson? Like, is it literally hitting a brick wall?
In the cold? Yes.
How about just normal weather?
In the normal, he a grown man like I'm a grown man. He put his clothes on like I put mine, one leg at a time. You know what I mean? He feel like pussy cushion. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. I ain't met nobody who felt like a brick wall. Nobody.
All right. 24/7 Canes asked Brandon, I see a lot of disguise cover 4 from Pitt and cover 1. How do you want Miami to attack these coverages offensively?
Cover 4. First off, you have to determine whether it's cover 4 or cover 1. That's first off. Second, you have to understand that cover 4 means the safeties have the number 2. So that means you got your receiver on a safety. So if that's the case, then we need to run a lot of deep routes and over routes with our fastest guy. So when you do that, you put a safety on skates. So now all you got to do is hit that coverage 2 times. Beat one safety 2 times and they'll change it. That's it. They'll get away from cover 4 and you'll start seeing cover 3 and cover 2.
I would love to get Knighton more involved in the pass game. I think he's our fastest guy on the field.
I don't think he's that fast.
Really? Okay.
I think he's quick. I think he's super quick, but I don't see him as being a blazer I think he looked like he's moving fast, but I don't know if he's really that fast. Like, have you seen him pull away from anybody?
No,
Like,
he
cause I
makes
see,
a lot of cuts. He just
yeah, I see everybody who chase him catch him, but I always also see him make a move and people be like, "Oh my god!"
right. Yeah, he's
So
shifty.
I think he's a lot quicker than fast.
Who's the hardest running back you've ever tackled?
Frank Gore,
Frank Gore. Damn, he's a bowling ball.
yeah, that Frank Gore.
Do you think when Jake Garcia gets back and is healthy, he will compete for the starting quarterback position?
Oh, absolutely,
So
absolutely.
here's my thing with this. What it like? I mean, it's a lot of what ifs, but I got like if Tyler Van Dyke has a good rest of the way, like you can have a competition. You don't, but like let's say he does well though, like he looks like the guy.
I don't care.
All right.
I don't care. Like this is the thing, right? You could be the guy, but every year it's gonna be a quarterback competition. I don't care who it is. Like for instance, Alabama, right? Alabama had Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts lost 2 games. Tua came in. Tua took the position. Like Jalen last year, he was on the bench.
Right.
So regardless of how good you do, if somebody is better, they're better. Like Rattler,
Right.
yeah, like he been killing. But now you got a young gangster in there, like you got to do it. It is what it is.
That's fair. No, I get the best got to play. The best have to play. 100% agree. There was a question here. Trying to find it. God, I completely missed it. It was a good question. It was a good. Okay. Where am I? Oh, did you ever get a chance to sign with the Dolphins?
Yes.
You
Yes, I
turned it
did.
down.
Yeah, I turned it down because at the time, the chick, my daughter's mom, who I thought I was gonna marry at one time, didn't want me to go back down there because some of the stuff I got into in college, and she knew I was gonna be around the same people I was around in college, so I had to stay away.
Have you ever been interested in coaching, Rob Hill?
Yes, I am actually very interested in coaching. I kind of my thing is like I feel like people should never leave without getting something back. And I feel like once you done played at the level I played at, you gotta find a way to give some of your mental back.
I agree. I mean, that's very cool, man. No, that's interesting because some players they don't want to get back into coaching.
No, a lot of players don't.
Yeah.
But you still gotta find a way to get some of this mental back. You gotta find a way. You gotta coach, you gotta, train your son. Even if it's your son, you still gotta find a way to give it back.
24/7 Canes, are you ever going to do a meetup at Wings in Apopka, Florida?
One day. Whenever Paul decides to bring his ass up here, I will.
Bro, I've been to Orlando probably less than 10 times. I live in
I
Miami.
believe you. I believe you.
It's
There's
a
no
tough
reason to
ride,
come
man.
here. There's no reason to come here.
I'll go there if I go to Disney. If I go to Magic Kingdom, I'll head over there.
I got you.
All right, that's a wrap, man. I appreciate everyone coming on to tonight's show, and hopefully we pull out a Canes victory tomorrow. If not, then Manny Diaz won't be our head coach, so it's a win-win.
Yes, he will.
He's still coming back regardless. All right, guys, have a great night. Go Canes.